Orange juice has never really been questioned. It comes with breakfast, with the image of a Florida grove, a clean start to the morning. Nobody thinks twice about it. Here is the thing about that. There is a federal legal definition for what qualifies as orange juice. A minimum juice threshold a product has to meet before it can even use the word on the label. Several of the most recognized brands in that aisle do not meet it. Same jug, same shelf, same orange color, right next to the ones that do. Some of what is being sold as orange juice contains more corn syrup than fruit. Some contains no fruit at all. 10 brands that fail, 5 that pass. And the #1 worst offender is a brand with more than 150 years of fruit credibility and a label that tells a completely different story. The front of the pack is the pitch. The back of the pack is the evidence. That gap is what this is about. Starting at number 10, the least concerning entry on the list, but a useful place to understand what the research is looking for. Number 10, Ocean Spray 100% orange juice from concentrate. Ocean Spray built its name on cranberry. The health associations that come with that name travel with every product that carries the label, including the orange juice. The orange juice is made from concentrate. That alone is not disqualifying. What caught the attention of the research is where it lives in the store. This product is shelf-stable. It does not require refrigeration. It sits on a standard grocery aisle shelf at room temperature, not in the refrigerated juice section where most consumers expect to find orange juice. Juice that does not need to be kept cold has been processed in ways that fresh juice has not. That processing is what makes room temperature storage possible. The label does not explain what that means for what ends up in the glass. What multiple independent reviewers noted is that it does not taste much like orange juice. One described it as the weirdest tasting juice they had encountered. The front says 100% orange juice. The back says from concentrate, filtered water, orange juice concentrate. 2 ingredients. The shelf placement says something else entirely, something the label never has to state directly. Number 9, Great Value 100% orange juice. Walmart's store brand. Across 7 independent sources, more than any other brand in this research, the same descriptions kept coming back. Chemical aftertaste, medicinal, watery. One reviewer said it tasted like it had been stored in a rubber hose. That level of consistency across blind taste tests and ingredient reviews is difficult to ignore. The juice is made from concentrate. Oranges sourced from Belize, Brazil, Costa Rica, Mexico, and the United States. Independent testing at the time of this research calculated approximately 7 teaspoons of natural sugar per standard serving. And then there is the allergen notice. Printed on the label of this orange juice is a warning that the product may contain soy, wheat, milk, or shellfish. That notice exists because this product is manufactured on shared equipment or in shared facilities with products that contain those ingredients. The label discloses it because it is required to. The front of the carton does not mention it. Most people buying a carton of orange juice are not reading the allergen notice. The research found it. It is there. Number 8, Dole 100% orange juice from concentrate. Dole is a produce brand. Fruit is the entire identity, which makes it worth examining what is actually on the back of the orange juice label. From concentrate. That is expected at this price point. What the independent review flagged is something slightly different. The presence of natural flavor as a listed ingredient. Natural flavor is a legal term. Under FDA guidelines, it can describe any flavoring agent derived from a natural source, including compounds extracted from orange byproducts through industrial processing. The manufacturer is not required to specify what the natural flavor is or where it comes from. A product labeled 100% orange juice that also lists natural flavor as an ingredient is a product where something beyond oranges is contributing to the taste. The label confirms this. The front of the pack does not. Independent testing placed this product at a score of 6.0 at the time of the research. flagging the non-specific ingredient and assigning moderate processing concerns. For a brand built on produce credibility, the back of the pack asks questions the front never answers. Number 7. High C Orange Lava Burst. High C is sold in the juice aisle. It is packaged in formats designed for children: juice boxes, multi-packs. The branding is bright. The name suggests fruit. None of that is accidental. The back of the label tells a different story. High fructose corn syrup is the primary added sugar ingredient, listed before any fruit content. The actual juice content is less than half of 1%. The rest is water, corn syrup, citric acid for tartness, and 2 artificial sweeteners, acesulfame potassium and sucralose. Less than 0.5% of juice in a product that lives in the juice aisle and is handed to children as a fruit drink. Independent testing at the time of this research scored it at 5.0, flagging the sweetener combination and the moderate processing concerns. The front of the pack does not quantify the juice content anywhere. That number only appears on the back. And most people handing a juice box to a child are not reading the back. Number 6. Bright and early orange-flavored drink. Stand in the juice aisle and look at the carton. The format is identical to orange juice. The color is orange. The shelf placement is orange juice. The name has the word orange in it. Look more carefully. The words orange-flavored drink appear on the label. They are there. They are not prominently featured. The format and the placement do the positioning. The label, read closely, does the confession. The first ingredient after water is high fructose corn syrup. There is no real orange juice in this product. The citrus flavor comes entirely from citric acid. Yellow 5 and yellow 6 provide the color. Sucralose handles additional sweetness. A single serving contains 17 grams of added sugar. That is 34% of the FDA's recommended daily limit. In one serving of something a significant portion of consumers believe to be juice. The label says flavored drink. The shelf says juice aisle. The research says those two things are doing very different jobs. Number 5. Tampico Citrus Punch. Tampico comes in a 1-gallon jug. Same format as real orange juice, same aisle. The front of the jug leads with 100% daily value of vitamin C. The brand's own marketing describes the flavor as irresistible. What it does not lead with is what is actually inside. The first ingredient after water is high fructose corn syrup. The combined juice content, orange, tangerine, and lemon together, is less than 2%. The remaining formula includes 3 artificial sweeteners simultaneously: sucralose, acesulfame potassium, and neotame. It also contains yellow 5, yellow 6, EDTA, and a preservative. 3 sweeteners in a 1-gallon jug. In the juice aisle. The vitamin C claim on the front is accurate. It is also the entire nutritional case for this product. Everything else in the formula is working to maintain the appearance of juice without the cost of using much of it. The gallon jug is borrowed credibility. The label is where the borrowing becomes visible. Number 4. United Dairy Orange Drink. A dairy company making orange juice is already an unusual proposition. What is in the United Dairy Orange Drink makes it more unusual. The first ingredient after water is high fructose corn syrup. A single 12-ounce serving contains 21 grams of added sugar, 42% of the FDA's recommended daily limit, in one glass. The ingredient list includes red 40, yellow 6, acesulfame potassium, neotame, and sodium benzoate. Sodium benzoate is a preservative. Research has linked it, when combined with ascorbic acid, vitamin C, to the potential formation of benzene, a compound classified as a known carcinogen by multiple health agencies. This product contains no vitamin C. None. There is no vitamin C in a product the packaging positions as orange juice. What the research found: a product with no vitamin C, no vitamin D, 42% of the daily added sugar limit in a single serving, and a preservative with a documented interaction concern. in a package that looks like orange juice. The front does not address any of this. The label does. Number 3. Tang. Tang has been in the breakfast aisle for nearly 70 years. It rode the NASA Association through the 1960s and never really let go. Space-age nutrition, astronaut fuel, the kind of institutional credibility that does not require the label to work very hard. The label is worth reading anyway. Tang contains 0 orange juice. The primary ingredients are sugar and fructose, 2 forms of sugar, which together represent approximately 94% of the product's dry weight. A single serving contains 29 grams of sugar. The orange flavor is entirely artificial. Any vitamin C or calcium present has been added back after formulation. It does not come from fruit. The NASA story is real. John Glenn did drink Tang on a Mercury flight in 1962. What the story does not always include is that Buzz Aldrin said on record that Tang was not on the Apollo 11 mission, and that he had not been a fan of the drink. The institutional association outlasted the institutional use. Nearly 7 decades of breakfast table presence, a compelling origin story, a label that, read front to back, describes a sugar and artificial flavor formula with no meaningful connection to an orange. The front of the pack has been doing a lot of work for a very long time. Number 2. Sunny D Tangy Original. Sunny D does not call itself orange juice. If you look carefully at the label, it says orange-flavored citrus punch. That disclosure is present. What is also present? 60 years of breakfast table marketing, bright orange packaging, juice aisle placement, vitamin C featured prominently on the front. A product that most American adults grew up associating with fruit juice, because the entire front-of-pack presentation was built to support that association, without the label ever having to make the claim directly. The back of the pack. Water is first. High fructose corn syrup is second. The actual fruit juice content across all sources combined, orange, tangerine, apple, lime, grapefruit, and pear, is 5% total. The FDA requires a minimum of 10.5% soluble orange solids for a product to legally call itself orange juice. Sunny D contains 5% juice across multiple fruit sources. It does not meet the threshold. It does not call itself orange juice. But independent testing at the time of this research scored it at 6.0, flagging yellow 5 and yellow 6 as 2 of the top food additives of concern, and noting the simultaneous presence of neotame, acesulfame potassium, and sucralose, alongside canola oil. Canola oil. In a juice product. The front of the pack has been doing this job since 1963. The label has always told a different story. Most people were never reading the label. Number 1. Welch's Orange Pineapple Juice Drink. Welch's built its credibility on grape juice. Fruit has been the entire identity of that brand for over 150 years. That credibility is what makes shelf placement in the juice aisle work without explanation. At the time of this research, the Welch's Orange Pineapple Juice Drink received the highest concern score of any product reviewed, a 7.0 from independent testing. That score reflects nutrition concerns, ingredient concerns, and processing concerns assessed together. The first ingredient after water is high fructose corn syrup. Independent testing calculated 13 teaspoons of added and natural sugar per serving, the highest figure of any product in this research set. A single 16-ounce bottle delivers 54 grams of added sugar. The FDA's recommended daily limit is 50 grams. The American Heart Association's recommended limit for women is 25 grams. One bottle of this product exceeds both before the rest of the day has started. Research has linked diets high in added sugar and high fructose corn syrup specifically to increased risk of metabolic disorders, fatty liver, and cardiovascular disease. The research does not claim this product causes those conditions. It notes what independent testing found in the formula and what the nutrition science has consistently associated with formulas like it. The front of the pack says juice drink in smaller text. The Welch's name does the positioning. The back of the pack explains what is actually inside. Of every product reviewed across multiple independent sources for this episode, this one returned the highest concern score and the highest sugar load. The number 1 spot reflects what the research found. 10 products. 10 versions of the same gap between what the front of the pack suggests and what the back confirms. The question the research set out to answer was not just what to avoid. It was whether anything in this category actually does what it says. What a label looks like when nothing is being hidden. The answer is yes. A small group of products, consistently across independent taste tests, nutrition reviews, and ingredient analysis, came back clean. Number 5. Evolution Fresh Organic Pure Orange, cold pressed, single ingredient, organic orange juice, USDA certified organic. No processing concerns identified in the independent review. No artificial or industrial ingredients. One note on the independent testing score. The score of 5.0 reflects the entire bottle being assessed as a single serving, which reads as 12 teaspoons of sugar at that volume. Evaluated at a standard 8-ounce serving, the profile matches the cleanest options on this list. The score is a serving size calculation, not an ingredient concern. The cold press process is what sets this one apart technically. Cold pressing preserves more of the natural nutrient profile than conventional heat pasteurization. More of what the orange actually contained before processing gets into the glass. The price point is approximately $10 a bottle. That is a real consideration. It earns its place on this list because the ingredient story is clean. The accessibility story is for each person to weigh. Number 4. Lakewood Organic Pure Orange Juice. Each bottle contains the juice of 10 to 14 organic oranges. That is the entire product. USDA certified organic, single ingredient. No preservatives, no added sugars, no GMO ingredients, packaged in glass. The glass packaging is worth a moment. Plastic bottles in contact with juice over time raise questions about leaching. That glass eliminates entirely. Lakewood made that choice and put it on the label without making it the headline. Multiple independent dietitians, reviewed separately, identified this as their first or second recommendation when asked for a clean orange juice. The research kept returning the same name from nutrition-focused sources that had no commercial relationship with the brand. No independent testing database page was found for this product at the time of research. It holds its place on this list based on label verification and the consistency of professional recommendation across unrelated sources. Number 3. Simply Orange High Pulp. Simply Orange is the most widely available clean option the research identified. It is in most major grocery chains nationally. That accessibility matters. Single ingredient, 100% orange juice, not from concentrate, non-GMO certified. The independent review found no processing concerns and no artificial or industrial ingredients at the time of research. The high pulp variety retains more of the orange's natural solids, more texture, and more of the naturally occurring plant compounds that processing typically removes. One clarification worth making directly. The Simply Light version, the lower calorie option with stevia added, is a categorically different product. Multiple independent taste tests found the stevia overwhelmed any orange flavor, and the texture became thin and watery. The good marks here apply to the original, and specifically to the high pulp variety reviewed. Front of pack says simple. Back of pack confirms it. One ingredient. That alignment is what earns the spot. Number 2. Natalie's Orchid Island Juice Company. Small batch production. Cold pressed, not from concentrate. Single ingredient, orange juice. The independent review found no processing concerns, no artificial or industrial ingredients. In terms of taste test performance, Natalie's has the strongest record of any brand in this research set. Good Housekeeping's panel named it first. Southern Living's blind test named it a co-winner. Multiple other independent tests placed it at or near the top. Across different tasters, different methodologies, different publications, the same name kept appearing, Natalie's is not organically certified. That is the only meaningful gap between this product and the #1 spot. The ingredient story is clean. The production approach is clean. The certification is not there. The research ranks the cleanest independently verified product at #1. The organic certification is what separates them. For many people, Natalie's will be the practical first choice, and the research fully supports that. #1. Uncle Matt's Organic Orange Juice. USDA certified organic, certified glyphosate residue-free, single ingredient, organic orange juice. Independent testing at the time of this research found no processing concerns, no artificial or industrial ingredients, and no ingredient concerns of any kind. Organic Hamlin and Valencia oranges, harvested slightly later than conventional schedules, when the natural sugars are highest and the acidity has mellowed. The brand delays the harvest deliberately. That decision shows up in the glass in a way that multiple blind taste tests, conducted independently of each other, confirmed without knowing the brand name. All recipes named it first place in a blind test. Southern Living named it a co-winner. Multiple dietitian roundups returned to the same name independently. The research across taste, ingredient, and nutrition sources pointed consistently to the same product. The front of the pack says organic. The back of the pack confirms one ingredient. No gap, no hidden additions, no natural flavor catch-all. Just the juice, from certified organic fruit, with nothing added and nothing to explain away. That is what this list was looking for. Links for everything mentioned are in the description below. Before leaving the juice aisle, 3 things worth checking before anything goes in the cart. First, the first ingredient. If it is water or high fructose corn syrup, what is in the bottle is not juice. Real orange juice lists orange juice first. Just that, nothing before it. Second, the category descriptor. The words drink, punch, flavored, or cocktail anywhere on the label are a disclosure. They mean the product does not meet the standard for 100% juice. Those words are required to be there. They are not always easy to find. Look for them. Third, the sweetener stack. Sucralose, acesulfame potassium, and meotame appearing together on a label that presents itself as juice is a combination worth pausing on. Each one is approved. All 3 together, in a juice aisle product, is a formulation choice. The front of the pack will not draw attention to it. 2 broader things the research points to, worth knowing before leaving this topic. The cleanest version of orange juice does not come from a store shelf. It comes from organic oranges, squeezed at home or at a juice counter. No processing decisions, no storage questions, no flavor considerations, just the fruit. For anyone who wants the most straightforward version of what orange juice can be, that is where the research consistently lands. And even then, even with the cleanest bottle on this list, even with fresh squeezed from a juice stand, orange juice is still a concentrated source of fructose with the fiber removed. A whole orange delivers that sugar with fiber intact. Fiber slows the absorption. Juice removes the fiber. What remains is the fructose load without the mechanism that moderates it. Independent nutrition research has noted this consistently. It does not make the good brands bad. It makes the portion size meaningful. A small glass, not a habit, not a daily pint. Water for everyday hydration does not come with the same calculation. Knowing what is in the glass is the whole point. The label has always been there. Most people just were not reading it. If this was useful, subscribe. There is a lot more of this kind of research across food, household products, and personal care. Stay informed.